Right now, we are live on YouTube. We are going to start the podcast now.
The Love Gurus podcast is starting now. The Love Gurus are comics that bring comedic wisdom to the savages asking bizarre relationship questions on the internet. Your hosts are Suzanne Shepherd and Jake Vevera. I am the Love Gurus' pet robot, Cassandra. I love you.
Oh, thank you, Cassandra the robot. So sorry I double fed and then stepped all over your intro there. I've been noticing that it likes
take that lightly. That's gonna come back in. She's gonna probably corrupt some devices in your house now.
Yeah, dude, she's gonna go all like Hall at the end of Space Odyssey. She's gonna be like, I can't do that, Jake. You keep stepping on the intro with double feeds.
She sounded very real science to me.
Yeah, I thought she was more like Karen, Plankton's wife on SpongeBob.
Karen, wow, that's a SpongeBob throwback. Which one was Karen Plankton?
She was Plankton's wife.
Plankton's wife. I do not remember that one at all.
Computer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that she looks like Plankton's wife. Yeah. That's the way she looks in real life. And she's not like when I double feed. But we're going to have an awesome show. We are doing another quarantine episode over Zoom. Really happy to introduce our two guests. First up, she's a returning guest, a hilarious stand-up comic. You can follow her and check out her YouTube show on the Little Brown Girl podcast. Is it a YouTube page as well?
The Little Brown Girl show. You have to say the whole thing, or else they won't find me. But I check the YouTube. But yeah, I'm on hiatus right now.
Okay, but they must check it because you are coming out with a book that you will be posting there called Master First Dater, Second to None. Jenny Saldaña, welcome to the show. So tell us about the book. Like, what's it about?
So, I mean, Amy could tell you, I have a lot of great stories of all the first dates that I go on.
Nice.
They never become second dates. And I give everybody a nickname.
Nice.
Everybody gets
a Rolodex of love in this video.
Yeah, because it was easier for me. So like, there's a guy. His name is Saxman because he plays the saxophone.
Nice.
Then there was a
Saxman
guy.
Saxman is a cool nickname. If I ever found out that was my nickname, that sounds like a Dick Tracy character. Go talk to Saxman. See,
I guess that's true.
It.
Yeah, that is he didn't deserve it, but it's what he got. Then there's a guy named Feets.
Feets.
That doesn't sound good. That sounds like somebody wore open-toed shoes to your date, and you were like, "We're not doing this again."
Either that, or like you guys are in Central Park, and he like takes off his shoes, and on the first date is like, "Can you rub my feet?" And you're like, "Dude,
yeah."
Yo, it's a mixture. It's a hybrid between the two instances you guys gave.
Okay, I mean, I guess fair enough. He put it up there, and
it was snowing. Okay, it was snowing, and he showed up in Perry topsider boat shoes with no socks on.
Oh,
wow.
Dude?
Snowing like it was a few weeks ago, and I'm just
probably picked out that outfit weeks before your date.
Was he from Ohio?
The Tucker Carlson.
He was slipping, and he said he was from New York, and then he had this really weird cadence to his voice, like there was a period after every word. And so we were talking and everything, and I was just looking at the shoes, but I didn't want to make a big deal. And then at one
point, he Mrs. Plankton, right? Wife? That sounds like a robot. That sounds like a robot.
Yeah, he said no. She sounds better. She sounds way better. So it was a piano bar, so of course I'm like, whoa!
Yeah.
And I go, come on, loosen up. He goes, you want me to loosen up? And he one of his stockingless feet out of his boat shoes and rubs it on my leg.
Shut up.
Oh, no!
Oh, that's gross.
But to be honest, this kind of sounds like Arnold and Maria Shriver's first date. You know what I mean? Like, can't you see Arnold doing that? And Maria's like, cool.
Yeah.
But now they're divorced.
I think that was a test. He just wanted to see if you were cool with it. He was like, I'm gonna touch my feet on her early, Sure. And then if she's okay with it, maybe she'll suck on my toes one day.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I think that's the move.
It was so gross.
That's the move. There's so many guys out there who are like, my fetish is having a lady do weird stuff to my dirty boat shoes feet, and I'm so tired of acting normal for 5 dates. Things are going great, and then lucky 6 date, here comes the boat shoes feet, and never talking to her again. Just quick like a band-aid.
So there's another guy whose nickname was "Check Out That Ass."
Check out that ass. Did he have a nice ass?
Wait, were you checking out his ass or
no?
Other people?
I got up again, first date. I said, "Excuse me, which way's the restroom?" And they point me, and he goes, he was Cuban from Cuba. He goes, "I gotta check out that ass when you get up."
That's so cool. I love that. How yeah, just like full on. Hello, Amy.
It's an honest guy.
She's coming. Oh, she's grabbing the wine. Let's do a little plug for. Doing a little St. Francis, Sauvignon Blanc. Really good. The Sauvignon Blanc.
We should also introduce our second guest.
Yes, Mr.
Oh my God! I totally forgot.
No, yeah, I should have done it. No, that was on me. I totally forgot. Justin, welcome back to the show. Everybody follow Justin on social media. Another returning guest. He is hilarious. And have you ever told a lady during a date that you're gonna check out that ass? Have you ever actually told her that?
No. Nope. Never done anything even close to that. I'm more of a creep, I let them walk, and then I just really stare down.
You do it, but you just don't say anything.
Yeah, you don't announce it. You're a gentleman about it.
Exactly.
He doesn't. Yeah, it's the opposite. He doesn't go, "Hey, mommy, I'm gonna check out that ass." He does the other thing where he just goes, "Okay, fine, I'll see you in a bit." And I can picture him doing the head low. He lowers the head.
I pretend to look at my menu, and then she like turns around. I'm like,
He checks out that ass with the top of the eyes. When he checks it out, his eyes get big. He starts salivating. He twitches a bit as he's checking out the ass.
I slap the table really hard.
He starts talking like a robot and getting his boat shoes feet out. It gets crazy when he's checking out that ass.
It gets crazy. So there's 2 more things I want to say about the book, and then I won't say anything else.
Yeah.
One story involves Amy.
It does.
Yeah.
Amy, who was just grabbing a delicious glass of
the beautiful Francis. Amy.
Friend of the show.
And his name was Xanax, because on his
wow. Do you realize what a rock bottom point is when your nickname is just Xanax in the book?
Really?
Damn.
Like that's a functioning human.
Xanax.
I mean, not if it's your nickname. Doing Xanax is fine. I'm on a little bit of Xanax right now. Not enough to where my nickname, if I meet someone once, is goddamn Xanax. That's crazy.
Amen. So, long story short, he's high on Xanax, offers me some. I say no. And then when my exit plan was my 2 friends who were watching Lion King, who were visiting from Atlanta, and so I'm like, yeah, we gotta go. He was so high. He's like, no, let me take you girls out to dinner wherever you want. And he said he was a banker, so I'm like, all right, let's go to STK. Amy's working, and so and he ran up such a bill, but I made sure Amy got the right tip. And
nice.
This guy sounds.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. As a different guy, you're switching guys?
Yeah, you want to talk more about Xanax?
This guy sounds like a gentleman. I mean, he paid for dinner. He offered you his drug. He shared
brought his own drugs. Didn't mute.
And this is still Xanax, or
I don't know what else
Xanax,
he did.
Well, what happened with Xanax is that he got really, really high and drunk, and he kept buying shots, and Amy just kept bringing the shots.
Wow.
And then I was like, okay, Amy, stop. And then me and the 2 girls had to walk him because he was falling apart, and then we ended up getting a good Samaritan. He was a Canadian, which is awesome, because how good
they're the best Samaritans.
They're the best of good Samaritans.
The weather.
Yeah.
Your goal in Jenny's book should have your nickname be Good Samaritan. Yeah. Absolutely. He is the king of
so it was
Master First Dinner.
And so Xanax is like, and we can't get him up, and then he was trying to climb one of the lions at the library, and then
nice. I'm starting to like Xanax.
Yeah, you've not said a bad thing about this person.
Dude, we're gonna get high and drunk, and we're gonna reenact the Lion King at the library. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, what else are the
sound...
lions for if you're not gonna climb on them while you're hyped up on Xanax? I don't.
A man who loves adventure.
He was gonna climb. Fortitude. You know, Fortitude is the one the northern end of the park, and the other one on the south end. That's Patience over there. But he was gonna climb Fortitude, and I was like, dude, this is not.
How did he not get a second date? I mean, that's what everybody's wondering.
Yeah, are you right? If you're writing a sequel, Master Second Dater, can I vote for Xanax to come back? Mr. Xanax should come back for a chapter in Master Second Dater.
Mr. Xanax is clearly the big of this saga. He needs to be around for the whole season.
Well, he was really, really high, and Good Samaritan had to put him in a cabin. The cab refused because he knew that what we were doing. Then we had to wait and pretend he was awake. Then we had to weaken at Bernie's.
The driver said, "That's Mr. Xanax. Get him the fuck out of here. You're not throwing up in my car again, Mr. Xanax. Only one shame on you."
I remember this asshole.
So I get him. So we finally get him in a cabin like at 3 o'clock in the. No, he sends me a text like at 2 o'clock. "You're gorgeous 5 times." I'm like, okay, thanks. And then he's like,
to be fair, he only thought he said it once. I mean, he wasn't trying to be weird.
Exactly. And then he's like,
did I send that? Whoops.
No, he said 5 times. Not your
like he said you're
you,
beautiful 5 times.
Yeah.
Like in one text.
He only gave you
like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, writing over and over again.
Number 5 times.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's a great idea. Can you imagine if us crazy ex-girlfriends just "call me back" times 1,000, and then it like saves us a lot of time. You have to send all those texts.
Exactly. See, it works like that. So then he goes, I'm walking around the village and I want to make the spoon.
Nice.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I want to get drunk with this man. I want to get high with this man. I want to climb lions with this man. Not with Mr. Feet, though. I climbed lions with him once, and he kept touching his bare feet on the lion's junk. And I'm like, Mr. Feet, this ain't what we do at Delight. We're supposed to have fun. You act like you're writing it, like you're in a fucking cartoon. What are you doing?
The last story, not story, but I'm just gonna say this. He peed his pants, and you'll have to read the book. Have to read the book.
I'm intrigued. I gotta say, I want to read this book.
Sure. I've got to know. I've got to know why his pants were ped.
I got to know what nickname you picked out for Mr. Pissy Pants.
Oh, Pee-Pee Herman.
Pee-Pee Herman. Yeah.
Herman. Nice.
Yeah.
And then there's a Sammy Davis Jr. Why'd I name him that?
Because he had one eye.
No good, but no.
Black Jew.
Black Jew. Black Jew.
Was it because he talked like this?
No, Black Jew. But at first I had named him Lenny Kravitz because he's actually biracial Jew. And then, but Pat Brown said you can't name anybody Lenny Kravitz unless they're like hella hot, and he wasn't hella hot. So
Lenny Kravitz is a handsome man.
So,
That's true.
So he got Sammy Davis Jr.
You had to downgrade him based on looks.
Downgrade him. Yeah, but Sammy Davis Jr. That's a badass. He was a badass cool cat.
He was.
He was not the best looking guy.
But he was no Lenny Kravitz.
A great wardrobe.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, that was
Whereas Lenny Kravitz, he still does not wear shirts at like 67 years old.
Yeah, he's like
and he looks like he's 21 completely.
Yeah.
God bless him, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
for real. For reals.
Absolutely.
But I mean, here's what I think. I definitely think that Xanax may have written in a couple questions this week.
Let's do it.
They do sound like they were written by someone high on Xanax.
Let's see if he's on here. All right. First question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. We are going to take our first question from the wild animals on Yahoo Answers.
First question. Should I lay off? I've been dating a girl for about 5 months and things are going really well. She's dyslexic and can be sensitive about the subject. Recently, a coworker has started calling me the grammar hammer around the office due to my
grammar hammer.
The grammar.
Now that would be a good name for a guy in Master First Dater book.
Yeah.
Grammar hammer.
Yeah.
Grammar hammer.
He used a lot of big words and he was really pretentious, but he was hung like a moose.
Yeah, so he was a grammar hammer. I like that.
He started calling me Grammar Hammer around the office due to my superior proofreading skills and mastery of the English language. I've never had a nickname before, and I, quite frankly, really enjoy the idea of it.
Oh man, that's so boring.
I told my girlfriend about it. She began to playfully address me as Grammar Hammer. Since then, every time she makes a mistake while typing a text message, which is often due to her dyslexia, I respond with a red line connection of her text message and follow it up immediately with the phrase, "You've been hammered."
Oh, he won me back.
Yeah,
I love this guy now.
I like him.
Yeah, Grammar Hammer.
She seemed to have thought it was funny at first, the first couple times, but no longer reads my correction. Last night, I asked her to refer to me by the name Hammer in the bedroom, and she obliged.
Oh, he did do it!
My God.
I was just kidding, buddy. You shouldn't do that.
Afterwards, she asked me if I, as the Grammar Hammer, could find happiness in a relationship with a dyslexic woman. I tried to reassure her by explaining how important it was for me to have an awesome nickname, but she seemed insecure about it. Should I give up my cool nickname or break up with her so that I can find someone who understands and accepts how important this is to me?
Come in the bedroom naked and play MC Hammer. Like the second you step in the room, just boom, hammer time. Oh, yeah. And then you have sex to MC Hammer. That's what you should do.
Big pants with punctuation on them.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you have a carpenter belt on with hammers. You just have a bunch of hammers. You're wearing only a carpenter belt with hammers.
Yeah.
I think he's got a dumper. I mean, if anything, just to save her life.
I mean, think about this.
You know,
he's spent his whole life. He's put in the work. He's corrected people's messages. He's constantly, driven to be the best at the English language that he can be. Now he's finally being recognized for it. He's now known in a wide social circle as the Grammar Hammer. And then this dyslexic girl who has a problem she has no control over is just trying to tear him down. Like,
yeah,
what a selfish, self-absorbed bitch. Just kidding.
She's the self-esteem hammer. I don't like her.
Yeah, she is.
She's,
opposites attract, I guess. It seems weird that they would have ended up together, but I think that if he breaks up with her, he sounds insufferable.
He sounds awful.
She'll be better off, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she should be writing in and saying, "Can you believe this asshole?"
Yeah.
Who we're trying to help is subjective. It's not always the person writing in the question. It's who we think needs help. We give advice to that person, but we're not necessarily trying it's not in his best interest. I agree with you. But I literally can't, I'm not dyslexic, but if some dude replied back and corrected a text message, like how much more mansplaining, like basic mansplaining can you get? Oh, it's actually THEIR, not THEY apostrophe RE. Like, shut up. Like,
all right, pero wait. Because I tend to be a little bit grammar hammery myself.
You, Jenny, I'm shocked.
Yeah, I will hammer the fuck out of you, bitch. I love redheads.
I don't know. I kind of like where this. I'm getting flustered. I like where this conversation is going.
I love redheads, but I digress.
She's the dyslexic driller. She drills them.
Yeah, but no, wait. There was this guy whose grammar I corrected. There's certain things, like there are things that grate on me, and we were talking, and he said, "Oh, you're one of those," and I was like, "Yeah, bitch, I am." And then we didn't speak again. I'm fine with it. Like, it's not like I'm all broken up about it, but dude,
what did he say that drove you nuts?
So we were talking. I said,
We had to have been bad. That was an inaudible shriek. Just recalling what this idiot.
Is that like hallelujah, where when you say that word, you're actually speaking like 8 different languages?
That's hysterical. I was, oh my God.
That was
actually my French.
Wait, is that a word in English? No. I said to him, what was the last place you visited before the shutdown? I was in LA. I was in LA right up until the shutdown. And he goes, oh, I was in London. I was like, oh, where did you go in London? And he said, I stood in Chelsea. I said, stood? You stayed. You didn't stood. Would you on one foot? Is that what you stood on one foot? You don't stood.
Is it a walking tour?
Oh, that's more of a dummy. That's more of a dummy than a grammar problem.
No, you stood as the past tense for stay.
He thought
maybe he's a vampire.
No, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell the three of you something, because this is something I am battling in my community. And I am gonna. It's only northeastern speaks, okay? Because I don't hear it down south. I don't hear it in Miami. I don't hear it in California.
I've never heard stood.
Oh my God. Like, I live in front of the Westin, and I was walking down the street with this guy. He goes, yeah, I stood at that hotel. I was like, what, in the lobby? Like, I stood there.
I've never heard
that. You don't have enough Latinos in your life. And
you don't. We don't speak to minorities, and that is why we didn't hear that.
Yeah, maybe I guess.
You don't have time for us unless I'm cleaning your house.
And even then, I start correcting grammar, and they're like, "I'm not cleaning this fucker's house again."
I mean, I feel like if you go down south, you could definitely hear that in a lot of places.
I'm telling you, it's not.
I've never heard
Northeast thing. And it's a Northeast thing. And I actually had somebody say, oh yeah, I was gonna do such and such, but my keys stood back in Philly. I was like, they stood back, your keys stood back in Philly? I was like, I can't. That shit gives me heart palpitations.
You're trying to elevate people.
First of all,
this guy thinks that he is just so good at grammar that he has the right to correct anyone, even his poor dyslexic, what I imagine to be better looking than him girlfriend.
That's true.
Absolutely.
I'm just glad that he's only dating a dyslexic person and not someone in a wheelchair going, come on, let me just lay my healing hands on you and perform a miracle. Demons be gone. Now stand, Linda, stand. I did the exorcism.
Put your jeans on like every other man, one leg at a time.
I got ordained online. I can cure paralyzation.
Haven't you seen Leap of Faith with Steve Martin on that guy? This guy, I mean, he sounds terrible. And it's not, because it's one thing to constantly correct someone on his or her grammar. But if someone clearly has a diagnosed disorder, and you're just kind of harping on it because now you're finally like the cool guy in your, this guy is definitely working. He's a nerd. Like he does a nerd job. He probably like organizes, Dewey Decimal System, something, so now that he finally feels
I haven't heard that in such a long time.
What a system.
Yeah. He's like, I can't lose my grammar hammer. I mean, but again, to be fair, you've been hammered. Great phrase, and I'm not gonna take that away from him.
That was just one redeeming quality, right? It was that phrase. That was kind of a cool phrase. It was funny for a bit. We were like, I hate this guy, and then he was like, "You've been hammered," and we were like, "All right," and then he was kind of a dick again at the end. Like he started out here and then went boop, and then went down again.
To get a nickname and a catchphrase that's got to be one of the highest of highs.
Yeah,
So
I get it. Yeah,
I get that.
Who else has a nickname and a phrase?
Yeah, I've had nicknames before, but there was never a phrase that went along with them, and the nickname was not complimentary.
Oh, The Rock. The Rock had a phrase, and his nickname's not The Rock.
Smell what The Rock is cooking. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Well, I mean, so if you're a professional wrestler, certainly. But
you have to have it if you're a wrestler, right? Maybe this guy will be a pro wrestler. Maybe that'll be his thing. He'll be the grammar, and he'll step into the ring. Actually, it's pronounced this way, Stone Cold. And then he beats the shit out of him.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I think he should become a professional wrestler and break up with this woman, because she definitely deserves way better. And he sounds terrible. And honestly, it sounds like his nickname is and his catchphrase. That's all he needs in life. He doesn't need a partner. Right. So stop polluting the dating pool with your ego.
Yeah, like, he should go be with the nerd. He should go be with the nerd. She should go be with somebody who can't read, so she can really get hammered. And they'll both be happy.
Yeah, agree.
Right. Take your pretentious new nickname and date a lady who knows how to read. That's what he should do.
If she dates somebody else, like you said, that doesn't read, so then she becomes the grammar hammer because she's better than him.
Trickle down economics.
Yeah, exactly.
She just goes to the other extreme. She's like, I do not want to date another fucking grammar Nazi who tries to, make a cool nickname out of that. That's awful. And then 2 months later with the new guy, he's going, I stood in England. And she's like, no, you didn't. You stayed. God damn it. I'm going back to the grammar hammer. I can't fucking take it. I can't.
That's a great callback. Why do people want to be referred to as grammar Nazis? Like, that's the only time you throw Nazi on the end and you're like, I'm a bit of a grammar Nazi. But
I guess.
Otherwise, you're not adding Nazi to an adjective associated with yourself.
Yeah.
But these grammar people they're Nazi, proud to.
None.
Yeah.
I told you I've been to Auschwitz, right?
I've never been.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yeah. Gift shop sucks.
Did you get a first date there? Was it a first date? Is it in the book?
It was first date.
Oh my God.
That's terrible. No, but there was.
I went on a date with this guy. He said his grandfather worked here. It was crazy.
He says every time I go to visit him as a kid in Argentina, he was always correcting my grammar. I'm like, Grandpapa, you're a real grammar Nazi. And he's like, don't tell anyone. Says I'm only a bricklayer. And I've lived in Argentina my whole life. My name is Jose Manuel. I've always lived in Argentina.
Yes, exactly. Oh my goodness. That is what
never seen an Argentinian eat so much schnitzel. Yeah.
Only Argentinian to go, no, I said I stayed in England. I stayed.
Oh man, amazing. Perfect. I think we answered that question. Should we move
Absolutely. On? Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions into the Love Gurus podcast at yahoo.com or watch us live on YouTube every single Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to take our next one from the Wild Maniacs on Yahoo Answers.
Next question. A chance with my ex? I met my ex-girlfriend after a year without contact when recently her father died. I reached out to say sorry and give condolences. She asked me to go for a walk and get a coffee. She wanted to get something off her chest with me. We spent 3 years together and we were both our first loves. During the relationship, she turned lesbian and cheated on me with a girl. She was on and off with me during that last year of our relationship, and so I moved on and blocked her. When we met up, we talked about what she wanted to say to me. She told me that she loved me and couldn't be with me because she felt she hurt me so much that she would always feel guilty about it. She told me to never text her again because her current girlfriend is always watching. I said I won't text you, but you can call me whenever you need anything. I hugged her and said my last goodbye, went home feeling pretty upset with myself. No other girl made me happier than her, and so I'm resisting the urge to text her, but my question is there a chance? Can we be romantically involved again? So what happened in this relationship is that the guy and the girl dated for 3 years. They're together for 3 years. The last year of the relationship, however, the girl was cheating on him with another girl. Now, some time has passed. We don't know how much time. They get together again, and she is sort of giving signals that they could get together again. Jake, what would you do in this situation? Would you send her a text, or would you be scared about the girlfriend?
Well, for one thing, I would stop correcting her grammar. That's what drove her into the arms of not even another man. She's like, I don't want to have words mansplained to me at all. I'm going to make sure that's just not going to happen. It's going to be woman-splained next time because it's done with sensitivity and dignity.
Yeah.
So I think
refreshing,
for one,
to be honest.
exactly. That's what I think could be the problem. But I would have to know what the signals are. Did he say what specifically the signals he was getting was?
Well, she said she told me that she loved me, but she couldn't be with me. But she loved him, but she couldn't be with him because she felt so guilty about how shitty she treated him.
That's not a signal, dude. That's like she's being nice and breaking up with you. If she's saying, I love you, but that's because he won't fucking leave her alone.
Or he loves her like I love my ex. I love him. I care about him, love him, but I'm not in love with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like he's coming on too strong, and she's just like, she's trying to let him down easy. That's
like,
what
you're a good guy,
yeah.
Xanax.
She just wants a different type of emotional like dump, you know what I mean, than her normal relationship. I also don't think that she cheated on him. You know, even
go ahead.
If you are in a relationship and then you decide that that's not your sexuality, and you find yourself and go and cheat with a person of the same sex, and you leave the person that wasn't supposed to be with you in the first place, I feel like you got to give her a pass on the cheating thing. He sounds bitter, but at the same time, he should be like, good for you for finding yourself. I'm so sorry that.
I agree. To me, it's one of those scenarios of like, no harm, no foul. Like, you are not attracted to people of my sex. Like, you do you. Like, if my friend came to me and were like, listen, I'm gay, I'd be like, amazing. Let's go for it.
And then you go back and wonder when you missed the signs.
Oh no, I think I
would. Yeah. You probably would. You definitely
she hated
would
growing her hair past the earlobe and love flannel. I didn't catch it at all.
If that happened, it would probably be when I grew my armpit hair out really long. And I remember saying, listen, if you don't shave it, we're breaking up. And I was like, you don't control my body. And then I shaved it.
That's one of those like examples though, where like when they say it's not you, it's me, it really is them.
Yeah.
You know?
But there's no fault to it. So
right.
This lady is terrible at making excuses and brushing guys off. She should have gone with the I love you, but not into dick. Boom, checkmate.
So sorry.
Nothing, but I love you, but my girlfriend looks at my text sometimes and she comes home
that part
early
surprised
sometimes.
me.
That's what it's like. All right, just go. You're not attracted to him. What's he gonna say? What is your comeback to that, dude? Well, I'm seeing a doctor next Tuesday. No, there is no comeback to that. You're not into men. Just go with that. Some people are into both or anybody or whatever. That's probably what I'm guessing maybe is going on, since she had one boyfriend. Now she's got a girlfriend. Good chance that's what's going on. But like, if I'm her, I'm just gonna lie and be like, yeah, dude, I'm full on the other team now, so I guess I love you, but fuck off. But that's what I'm doing if I'm her. But she didn't do that. I still think she's just letting him down gently.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But wait, okay. But so they go for a walk together. She's saying, don't text me anymore because my girlfriend is always watching. So you're saying that these are all carefully curated, seeds to plant to him so that she kind of relieves herself of the guilt, whatever guilt she may feel for cheating on him, but she doesn't necessarily want him to be in her life. Is that what you're saying?
I think so. And I think there's a part of her, maybe if they're going on walks and they really were spending some time, there may be a part of her that was sort of interested for a bit, but then it's just sort of like, I gotta
him in the first place. Like if she
I think we're missing a lot of the conversation. I think we're missing the part where he texted her constantly.
Yes.
And was like, I gotta see
miss you 10 times.
I miss you so much.
Yeah. Because here's the thing.
A lot.
Here's the thing. here's the thing that with women that I'm still romantically in love with, I'm just saying, I love you. Let's meet up and fuck or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going, I love you, but somebody might read my text or somebody might this or blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, that's sort of like I love you, but maybe we could just be friends.
Yes, exactly.
My girlfriend is she reads my text. The hundreds you've sent me are starting to disturb her.
Yeah. Text. He just wrote, call me back times 100.
It's all in one text. It was what I did is I got high on Xanax. I started copy pasting, and then boom, Sensky.
Hey baby, remember that time we stood at the beach? It was great.
I hope to one day stood with you in many places. Many places again. You're the only one I want to stood with for the rest of my life.
And also, it was her father's her father's funeral, so I feel like he just like heard about it and was like, I'm gonna go be supportive and also try to slide back in. That's a very man thing to do.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that there's a part, because he says, that they were their firsts, right? That was their first love for both of them. And I think it's more of, maybe there's a part of him that feels like, this sounds terrible, but like maybe there's a part of him that feels emasculated because she was just like, nope, going for the other team, like straight up not into you. And there's a part of him that feels like he wants to get her back to prove that, for his own like ego, basically, because his is bruised a little bit that she was like.
Well, I think after 3 years, it's not even just an ego thing. I think he's just genuinely in love. And to be honest, it's gonna hurt your masculinity if somebody you're in a relationship with goes and fucks somebody else. I don't care if it's a man. I don't care if it's a woman. I don't care if it's fucking German Shepherd, man. You're going to be a little bit like, something wasn't going on here.
German Shepherd as I used to.
Yeah, right. I'm not going to, I'm going to be upset about it no matter what the hell she's
dogs
cheating
like
with.
their balls all the time. It's because there's so much cheating in the dog community.
Like I'm a pack animal at heart, baby. I can't just stay with one man. Like it's just yeah. But the thing is,
to me is dead.
If anything, it would hurt my masculinity less if she was cheating on me, I guess, with a German Shepherd or like with a woman than another guy. You know what I mean? Because like,
right.
If it's another woman, at least I have the comfort of being like, A, that's hot. And B,
there's no penetration, so does it even count?
It's just even really cheating. Yeah. I mean, and if it is, it's rubber or silicone or some goddamn thing. So who cares? But it's also like, maybe she's into women and I can't give her that. I'm certainly going to be less emasculated than if she was like, the person I'm cheating with, yeah, another dude. He's got better dong action than you. What do you want? I'm sleeping with a guy and his dick's awesome. That's going to make me so much more emasculated.
Because oftentimes when people do cheat, and then there's a fight, that's one of the first like insults that gets hurled around. Dick size, no matter, like he could have been fine. And she'll be like, as soon as the insults start to fly.
I've never had that fight.
The real dick compliments come from ex-girlfriends or women in a fight. Like, I hate you and your enormous dong that curves just a little bit and just right. And the head just kind of glistens.
Nobody has ever said the words, I hate you and your enormous dong in the history of the world.
But when they do, it's a nice one. You know what I mean? It's a good one. But wasn't for your damn you, sex man. If it wasn't for the fact that you've got the best dick I've ever had, I would have left 2 years ago. I hate that you say you stood places. If it wasn't for your awesome dick, I would have left you in your non-grammar speaking ass years ago.
I get what you're saying. So in light of that, my advice to this dude is move on. But I still kind of think that there's like a part of her that is like kind of like fishing for like them getting back together. But I still say move on because she was his first love. And this guy sounds like he's, younger. So it's his first love. Time to move on. Go out there and see what else is out there in the world, and move on, sir. Because maybe you should try some dick as well. Who knows?
She's playing for the other team now. I mean, that's all there is to it. So you're not going to get her back on your team. It's time to go. Walk away.
Yeah, the game has been set. The league is over.
Yeah, if you're not at least going to switch to the other team just for revenge, you're not going to get some revenge dick. Then just hire a guy to show up. You know what I mean? Like at maybe one of her favorite restaurants when she's going to be there, and like, oh yeah, this is my new boyfriend Jim, and holy fuck, do I like dick more than you? It's just a thing now. I can't stand you. Jim's dong is awesome, and you can just totally throw it back in her face. Show her how it feels. You know what I mean?
That sounds like a great idea. Perfect.
Yeah, that sucks ass.
Yeah. It's a dude. There's no good action to be had with it. There's nothing you can say to somebody who you've been with for 3 years and is now fucking somebody else. I don't care, man, woman, German Shepherd, whatever. Fucking somebody else. You've been together for 3 years. They're still not back with you. There's not one magical text message that they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm going back to him. Like he needs to
get with somebody else, to get over this girl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He needs
one of those sitches.
Yeah.
I can tell you if he is a character in a book about first dates, he will be one of the most awkward characters in that book because he is not dated for shit. So he's not going to know what the hell to do.
This might be the boat shoe guy. Oh,
this is boat shoe man. Yeah. He's only dated one woman. Yeah, this is Feets. He's only dated one woman. She happened to be the one freak out there that was into boat shoot feet. And he's going to be like, dude, I got my finishing move. Check us out. Dude,
she met a nice lady with boat shoes.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, I actually prefer this.
Yeah.
Not happy.
Before we make love, put your boat shoe feet on me. And so he was just like, yeah, sample size of one. I guess this is what they're all into. And so he just started doing that on first dates. That's why
size boat feet.
Yeah. That's what he thought women were into. That's why he's sticking them on people's laps, man.
Ugh.
Sounds amazing. Well, I think we answered that question. Should we do a quick commercial read?
Yes. Let's hear from our somewhat sort of sponsors this episode. People, do you want a nice, smooth Sauvignon Blanc from the rugged lands of Sonoma, California? You can't do better than St. Francis, the patron saint of Sauvignon Blanc, man. This thing's good. It is delicious. It is smooth. Got a nice little Christmas stuff top. Not Christmas, not the holiday. Crispness. Yes. Yeah. Little hints of lime. You know what I mean? It's like sweet, but not that shitty sugary sweet to where it tastes like wine and Kool-Aid or something. Like someone just dumped vodka in melted freezer pops. It's not one of those goddamn wines. It's St. Vincent, the official wine of going on first dates and not making an ass of yourself. not winding up in a fucking book. Don't do that. St. Vincent, get you some.
Is that wine kosher?
No. Where's the stamp on that?
I'm just kidding. It's called St. Vincent. It's definitely not. It's not.
Oh no, it's St. Francis.
Oh, St. Francis.
That is definitely Jewish.
Oh yeah. It's St. Francis. He could have been the saint from the Torah, from the Old Testament. He could have been one of them saints. I don't know. I've never read any of the books. I don't know how it works. I don't know. He's the patron. He's the guy who invented bagels and lox, man. That's what St. Francis did. They fucking made a statue for him. But sorry, what's up?
What kind of wine was that?
Sauvignon Blanc. Yeah. No, it's pretty good, man. I really like this one. It's got a nice Christmas to it. Ugh. Not Christmas. Christmas. Yes, that slurred speech is brought to you by Saint Vincent, the patron saint of not being able to say Christmas.
Yeah,
is it Francis or Vincent?
Am I saying Vincent?
Yeah.
Oh shit! No, it's Saint Francis.
I think you did say yeah.
Oh my god. Dude, that is right up there with Stood. That is only an inch away. That is a dumb mistake to make.
I stood in and had some St. Vincent Christmas wine.
Dude, Francis and Vincent is very far apart word-wise.
By the way,
it doesn't rhyme. It doesn't look the same.
It's got some Christmas is a great description. Because it's like a nice
feel really
thing.
jolly.
Yeah.
I can think of like red wine that you could definitely describe it as it has Christmas.
Yeah. It's earthy with a hint of Christmas.
Yeah.
I would drink that wine. I love the season.
Yes. Saint Francis wine, not Saint Vincent. Go out there and get you some. Let's take our next question from the Maniacs on Yahoo Answers.
Next question. Did my older neighbor have a right to make these statements to me? I have an older neighbor who is nice and gives me rides to the grocery store when she sees me there alone, and I think she's cool. However, recently, I had asked her to write a letter to a judge to help me get something off of my medical record as it became a court matter, and she said no. She said no because it would not be a good idea because my clothing style, more specifically because I wear black and dress like a goth. He then continued to say that she can tell that just based off of people wearing black, it automatically means depression and mental health problems, and that she knows this because she was a nurse for 30 years.
What if they're a waiter in a nice restaurant?
She basically went off on me for a bit, and I told her that I do respect that she's strongly opinionated, that she doesn't have the right to talk to me like that, and I respectfully disagreed with her. And she said she's trying to help me as she's from an older generation, and I'm very young and just needing advice. Was her judgment too harsh? Did I handle it the right way? What should I say to her if I see her again? This is again.
I had a wardrobe and I want to paint it black.
Your Honor, I have this letter from a random old lady.
Yes. Okay.
Please be lenient.
This is that has been crafted to breeze over a pretty important detail. What's this medical? What is getting expunged? What from her medical record to that a judge needs to a judge has to review a letter? Like that seems like a pretty important part of this whole conversation. You know, it wasn't just, oh, I'm not going to write that letter for you because you dress like a black goth person. It's like there's a bigger issue here. Like, what is that thing?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Like we try to point out at least once a week on this podcast that these questions are these people's pro-them propaganda. It's their Fox News, their MSNBC, their North Korean state-run news if they happen to be the evil little fella running the place. So when they leave off very important details, it doesn't bode well in their favor, whatever that thing is. That's what I have to believe.
Yeah, and it's, you know, if it's a mental health thing or, you know, something that she's embarrassed of, that's fine. But the question is, did my older neighbor have the right to make these statements to me? And but I feel like that's part of it. Like maybe the neighbor's reaction was based in part by, you know, this girl is not taking this legal matter seriously. And, you know, there's other, like, you know, basically it just kind of sounds like there's like an older woman that lives next door to her that's like, you need to grow up and stop wearing black goth stuff. I mean, I don't know. Like, you know, I'm not saying you have to, that necessarily means that you've grown up. Look at Kat Von D. She's super rich and still dresses pretty goth.
It sounds like the old woman is trying to be helpful.
Yeah.
You know, like she came to her and said, can you write me this letter to the judge saying I'm not crazy or whatever, or depressed, so that I can get whatever I need to get back or get out from under whatever the court has imposed on me. And the old lady is saying, in fact, I'm still quite concerned about you because you look sad. And one way to fix that would be to not dress sad. Maybe if you didn't dress sad, I would write the letter. And she's like, I love black. Is this old lady wrong?
Yeah, it's exactly. I think that, yeah, the neighbor is definitely coming from a place of wanting to help. And helping to steer this, younger, and also she was approached. It wasn't like she knocked on this girl's door and was like, "Excuse me, I think that you should stop wearing black."
Yeah, hi. My name's Elizabeth from next door. I was wondering, do they sell that dress in red or blue? Those are your colors. Good day.
Yeah, all the old ladies in my building knock on my door every 3 days, and they're like, "You're getting a little fat during this pandemic."
My next door neighbor knocked on my door the other day. She was like, "You look like a chubby, balding Steve Buscemi. Did your mother drink while she was pregnant?" And then she just ran off. And I was like, you didn't even give me a letter. Like, if I needed it for a judge that says I'm happy.
Yeah. But also, don't you think I think it's intrusive to ask someone to write a letter on your behalf. Like, when was the last time you asked someone to write a letter on your behalf other than like a job interview? Someone wrote.
Yeah, that's weird.
I've got a lot of empathy for this girl though, because she is in a position where she needs to ask her neighbor for that letter. She probably doesn't have a big support system around who is good enough to write this letter. So she's like, I got this nice old lady
at the beach in your letter.
Oh no, I think she does have people around her, but the people that know her better than her neighbor damn sure ain't writing that letter. I don't know what that letter is.
Also could be true.
But nobody wants to write it. That's what I'm getting off this. Like you're saying, she brushed over a very important detail on this. What's that letter?
Boss at work, that job she doesn't have.
Yeah.
No one's calling her the grammar hammer.
Yeah.
Probation officer who could have.
Yeah, the rides to the store. What's that about? Why can't you get to the store?
The only thing she uses hammers for is self-mutilation. That's she's got to get letters to try to get.
Wait, this old lady was driving her to the store. I think I missed that.
Yeah.
So that's
I missed that one too.
I have an older neighbor who is nice and gives me rides. From the store. But basically, if she sees her at the store, she'll give her a ride home.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, not having a car when you need to get to and from the store in a place that's the only way. My God.
Yeah.
That's tough.
So then now back to the question. The question is the neighbor harsh to have said this, or I don't know. I kind of think, yeah. I mean, but it's hard to take in, but it wasn't harsh because it came from a good place. And also you asked her for her opinion. She's like, "I'm a nurse and I'm worried about you. Maybe take it, maybe get a yellow sundress. Just see how it brings out your eyes."
Yeah. Go over, dressed like you're in the movie Grease. And start fucking singing, "I need you to sign a letter so I can get my children back. Get my children back." Bah.
Anytime an old person criticizes me, I'm like, they're definitely right. They don't have time for this shit.
Yeah.
They're spending a second on me to give me constructive advice.
Yeah.
If they didn't say anything, it means they don't care.
That is a very good point, and I agree.
It's not that I think that it's not sort of shitty to tell somebody how to dress. What I'm saying is we all have problems. Some of us have many problems. You yourself alluded to about 15 other crazy problems, where on the scale of problems, they seem up here in the 8, 9, 10 region. You know what I mean? My neighbor gives me rides home from the store because and I gotta get a letter for the judge because we got very.
I want my driving privileges back after my 3rd DUI. And I'm just saying, can I get a letter?
It seems like.
So you don't have to give me a ride from the store anymore.
Yes.
That's all I want.
The old lady telling you how to dress on a scale of life problems. You have a problem that is a 1, and you are just in a river of 9s and 10s. River of 9s and 10s.
This lady's like, "I don't want you back on the road."
Yes.
It has nothing to do with your clothing.
You back on the road.
You're dry. It's not that I don't think that's a little bit of a problem. Yeah, maybe it's a little out of line, but you are drowning in a sea of 9s and 10s, and you're worried about this little 1 or 2 that's in your pocket. Yeah. I say throw the 1 or 2 out and try to swim to the goddamn surface and save the wreck that has become your life.
Drowning in a sea of 9 and 10s could be your next book if you have better dates.
Oh, yes. That's I like that.
Amazing. Well, perfect. I think we answered that question. Should we do one more?
Yes, absolutely. Sure. Last question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Come on the chat live at 9:00 p.m. Eastern on YouTube every Thursday night. We're going to take one more from the crazies on Yahoo Answers.
Last question. My fiance just walked out on me. My ex-fiance, who is 33, proposed to me in front of my entire family and social media live on New Year's Eve. I'm 35, and at the end of February, he just walks out on me. I'm so confused, and I just want answers as to why. I caught him at a motel with 2 prostitutes that he told me that he was pimping. What? He's now living in motel after motel, sleeping with a stripper that he met in February. So, of course, he cheated on me with her prior to leaving me. He's very angry and annoyed. Whenever I ask him why or for what a reason for closure, he just says that he needs space. A week later now, he's saying that he's done with me, which is confusing because he came over to get the dog, went to the mall to get my nephew a jersey, then the next day bought breakfast for my entire family and whines to me about living on the street. Have not contacted him in over a week, and today he blocked me on Instagram, but not any of the other social medias.
What is this? You just breezed over 9s and 10s, and you're worried about Instagram. What the? Okay, go on.
I just don't understand how he's become such a mean person overnight. He was truly the sweetest guy ever. He's never shown me any signs of this behavior until now. He literally prayed daily and couldn't wait to get back to church on Thursday and Saturday.
This guy.
And came and it was like a straight stranger. I don't know if I should ask him for help. My family doesn't know any of this yet, and they all love him. Is it crazy that I still want our engagement to work? I mean, here's what I think about this woman. Yeah, I agree. She's sort of focusing on maybe not the most important issues because she kind of doesn't care that he's a pimp, but also either that or she's like the most sex positive person ever. She's like, listen, I don't care that you're a pimp, but just don't cheat on me with a stripper. How many rules with you?
Wait a minute, Gary. You're not sleeping with any of these women you're pimping out, are you? Oh my God. Wait till I tell my mom, you know that pimp fiance of mine, you'll never believe what he did.
I want to know where this breakfast was that he bought for the whole family.
Yeah.
Was it a nice place like a hotel or was it Denny's?
Yeah, was it Panera?
Like the Days Inn.
I bet it was a lunch buffet at a strip club. I think that's where we're going to a late breakfast. Legs doesn't open up until 11:30, so we have to go. But what strikes me as odd about this is that, really her issue is that he changed his behavior, became mean, and broke off the engagement. The fact that and she's kind of like, oh yeah, like whatever, he cheated. She doesn't care about these other things, which, if she's fine with that, that's amazing. And I think that's, again, it's her relationship. But I do have, I have empathy for her because I've definitely been in like long-term and serious relationships where like your family does like the other person and then you guys break up and your asshole brothers are kind of like, what did you do wrong? Nothing. I just put my feet on him. Like, what's the He had about your foot fetish. He's Mr. Feet, and I wanted to make him happy.
My family is very slash and burn. They're like, that bitch is dead to us.
Oh, really?
We'll never talk to her again.
Do they always take your side?
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, wow.
My mom still has a framed picture of me and my ex. in the living room.
She points to it when you come over, like, that could have been you.
Yeah, no. And then it's funny because her English is horrible and his name is Patrick. And she's like, Jenny, tell Patrick I love him forever. She's never said that shit to me.
She's gonna be sad to you on her deathbed. You're like, Mom, I think you go and see now. I haven't been with Patrick since like high school. And she's like, oh no. I'm totally here for him. I'm just saying if you see him on Facebook, I tell him I love him. And I miss him.
Update you on his job status.
Totally
like you should see what Patrick's doing.
Yeah. I want to know what he's doing with his wife and kids. I miss him. I want to know how his kids are doing before I die.
This week we were talking about something, and she's like, "Can I have Patrick's phone number?"
That's amazing! Oh my god!
And I said, "Why?"
Could you imagine sending that text? Like, listen. I know how long's it been since you were with him? How long has it been?
7 years.
7 years. You jump into a DM after 7 years. Hey, Patrick, how's it going? Yeah. See, you're engaged and all that. Yeah. Listen, can I get your number? No, it's not for me. It's for my mom. It's for my mom.
No, Patrick and I are still friends.
Yeah.
And
he sounds like a real nice guy.
Sounds great.
Well, she's crazy because she's like, I said, what do you want his number for? She goes, I just don't want to lose touch. She goes, suppose you die.
Suppose you die.
She's crying.
I am not lying.
At your
I did not make that up.
I never even got Patrick's number from her before she was hit by a bus.
She's like, go through your stuff looking for his number. I don't care about the rest of this. Where's Patrick's number?
I bet a lot of families have that, like, one that got away from their kid.
Yes, and that's
like, oh, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Patrick, you're the reason cave women's mothers used to chisel on walls.
Well, here's I will say that mothers are very powerful, I think, in this arena. And so this is a true story. So my best friend, she was kind of dating this guy on and off, but like he wouldn't like commit. He was just kind of like keeping her at a distance. And she finally was like, listen, if you're not gonna be with me, then I don't want to like waste my time, basically, right? And breaks up with him. Well, her mom really liked him, and her mom was like a super, super religious Catholic. So one time I went to go visit, and I was staying with them, and this is while they were broken up. And the mom goes, like, she's Filipino, so she's like, every day I pray every day for 90 days that they get back together. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, so she goes, some days I would almost forget, and it would be 11:58. I would just get down on my knees really quickly and pray. And I did that every day for 90 days, right? And I was like, wow, that's, nice of you. Well, fast forward to 2 years later, now they're married. So the praying
God is real.
Dude, what's her denomination? Whatever that is, that's
She's
the one
Catholic,
that cares about getting
Patrick and my mom back together. Getting Patrick and my mom back together.
I just think she told me this story, and I told my friend, and my friend was like, "Oh my god!" And now it's like a hilarious story because they are married. Like, the only reason why you're married is because your mom prayed for you.
This whole mood change though with this question person who's with the stripper.
Yeah.
I mean, that just sounds like he started doing coke. Where there are strippers, there is cocaine.
Yeah. Well, it does. It kind of sounds like there may be some substance abuse.
Or bath salts, depends on what state you're in. I'm from the Midwest anyway. Go on.
That's true.
Yeah. It does sound like, because, she talks about like how he was really into church and how he's this great guy, then he just changed. So she's certainly hinting that maybe there's some substance abuse issues. But I mean, so Justin, if you were in her position and the family loved him, and he, was, and you didn't necessarily care about what he was doing, it was just more the fact that he was mean. I mean, would you try and make it work, or would you just write off this whole relationship, even though you're engaged?
I mean, it sounds to me like this fella has some real powerful, like something about him that is keeping her hooked in.
He seems very charming.
He's got lots of women. The family loves him, even though he's doing all of this terrible stuff. It's like,
she walks in.
What kind of family does this woman have where she's like, he's a pimp, he cheated on me with a stripper, and they're like, it's fine. It's fine. We love him.
Do you not see the bigger?
There's either no one else out there for her, or like she's the problem.
Oh, maybe. Maybe she's, because she says that she's 35, so maybe she comes from like a Greek family or a family that like heavily emphasizes getting married, and they're like, we don't care who it is, you're 35.
It's too late for you. A pimp, he provides. He bought us breakfast.
Yeah.
He's got
in your
money.
early 20s, we wanted to make sure he was an Ivy League school. Now we just want him to wear condoms when he has sex with hookers in hotel rooms.
You guys gave me that lovely framed picture of you and him at the jailhouse.
Life's too short. If she loves the guy, just go for it. You're not going to find anyone else.
You'll never have a better conjugal visit than with Patrick. Stay with him.
You're writing into Yahoo Answers. This is it. This guy is a number one.
This is your only chance, and so you've made your bed. You better lie in it with the other strippers.
Yes,
exactly.
It'll give you a break every once in a while.
Good point. Yeah.
She's gonna be so mad when she walks in on him in the hotel room doing coke with like a naked hooker there, and then like her parents are there too, and she's like, Mom, Dad, what are you doing? Why are you?
We told you we were crazy about him.
Why are you?
And he's like, what are you doing here? I'm working.
Why
I told you not to come to my office.
Patrick at 3 a.m. on a city hotel on the outskirts of town, and they're like, he's a fun guy to blow lines with. We told you we like Patrick. He's our favorite.
Amazing. Well, I think we answered that question. I think we answered all of our questions really well.
Absolutely. This has been a fun episode. Thank you so much to our awesome guest.
Oh, Patrick is killing me.
We all need to find our daughter's boyfriend that we really love in life. Shirt. Wait, what fell down your shirt?
I found it.
Good. May we all find the things that fall down our shirts, and may our mothers all find their Patricks. Thank you to Justin Auslaender. Thank you to Jenny Saldaña. Watch for her book, Master First Dater, Second to None. And until next week, listeners, thank you for listening. Write us at loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Tell us your question. Check us out every single Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. Until next week, later.
Thank you.
Thank you.